behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Bash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. Another great interview is coming up in just a moment, but as always, click that subscribe button and bell button if you haven't done that already, and you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And if you'd like to leave a comment on the comment section, please do that. We'd love to hear from you. And if you pay attention to the description part as well as the closing credits, we're going to have contact info so you can contact us there, so stay tuned for that. From Spokane, Washington, for the fourth time on our show, we have Bo Haas. He's got some great updates for us, and I think you're really going to love the video at the end. And we'll get to that in a second, but here's another quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us for the fourth time on our show, we have Bo Haas from Spokane, Washington with us again today. Thanks for coming back on the show, Bo.
Howdy, howdy, Paul. The honor is ours, as you know.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Now, I'm sure a bunch of things have happened because I think it was almost a year ago we had you on the show. Why don't you update us on some things that have happened since last time? I'm sure everybody out there would like to.
I tell you what, Paul, we have been so busy. You know that old thing about whacking alligators with a stick? That's been us for a year. We've now recorded over 50 artists internationally in at least 4 countries, maybe more. And we had a very interesting event last year where the Aurora Borealis had an effect on us. And we went crazy writing new songs. And in about a 6-week period of time, we either resurrected from scratch or wrote brand new songs. About 150 of them, no kidding. And so we started endeavoring on, okay, for my last 3 albums are all original albums, but somebody else wrote them. I mean, famous writers wrote these songs for me, and I was still only a runner-up in every category. I thought, okay, it is time, from everything I've learned from the greatest writers in the world, to write our own stuff. And so my last album that we started was in September is beautiful 12 songs, all original. I wrote, we did all the composition, and Cindy Lou did one herself the same way. Anyways, as October came, we got notification from our buddy Roland Jewett that, hey, he had a friend who might be looking at some music for a movie they were doing. I don't know if you could see this, called Daylight to Dark. And it's a vampire movie about a cowboy vampire. Can you believe it? And hysterical movie, lots of fun stuff in it. And they included several of our songs, including one by another guest that's been on your show, Greg Phillips, who goes by Dick Smash.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote a song on there that's on the album. And then I don't know if you've interviewed Tracy Bickford, but she has a song on the album. Roland has a couple, and we have about 3. So it was really a fun experience to do that. And so we were writing all these great songs, and Roland said to us, gee, you need to write a whole Halloween album. Now, we did a lot of research. I used to be a research guy in marketing. It's never been done before, Paul. No one has ever made an all Halloween album of all original songs. There's 20 of them there that Cindy Lou and I wrote. She sings 10 of them. I sing 10 of them. So we have that male-female perspective thing going on. And it's thing's going crazy all over the world still. And so we're going to open that up and we're going to market for national and international distribution. It's that good. If you're a good boy for Christmas, no, for Halloween, I'll send you one.
Okay.
No, I was saying that that's, just to name a few things that have been going on. So then we followed that up with an all original Christmas album that we wrote and performed all the stuff on. Then we finished our two albums. We're in a collaboration with 20 artists doing a famous song coming out here fairly soon. Um, we did a collaboration with 20 artists singing "What the World Needs Now Is Love, Sweet Love," Burt Bacharach tune.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And it's all ISSA members that are doing that. Well, not all, most of them. And then lo and behold, besides doing all that stuff, I end up doing a famous singer named Vladimir Vysotsky. I'd never heard of him, but over 1 million people attended his funeral, so he must have been popular. I looked him up, and there's like 23 million views or whatever. Crazy. So a fella named Dr. George Tokarov approached me to sing these Russian songs in English, and he translated them, and then I sang them. And it was just in International Musicians Magazine. I could probably send you a link there, and it's I'm also singing the song, so it's out of Ireland, but still, it's funny how the road takes you. I'm a vocalist, so my favorite thing to do is sing country and western, write country and western. But man, there's no song that isn't a challenge to me. I'm on it like stink on a monkey paw. I can't help myself. I just like to sing,
Mm-hmm.
And so we're loving this. Of course, the ISSA awards are coming up. Cindy Lou and I are both up for 8 awards in multiple categories for our album, for our vocals, for blah blah blah. We just go for the party. We find out, oh, there was an award ceremony. What? So you take it where it is. And then I want to talk a little bit about one of the biggest news in the independent artist world is that Tim Measure / Tim Kelly out of Branson, Missouri, a pretty much famous DJ there for more than a dozen years, has put together a board of directors, of which we are honored to be on it, for the Branson Independent Opry. It's going to rival the Grand Ole Opry, but no major labels, all independent artists, the best of the best. A lot of them have been on your show, and they're going to be on that stage in Missouri next year in front of gigantic record crowds, because people will come from everywhere. It reminds me, I coined the term a couple of months ago, the indie wave, because it reminds me of the British invasion and Motown and folk music and hippie-delic music all hit in the 60s. And we were bombarded with new artists, new music, original stuff everywhere you turned in multiple genres. And that's exactly what I see happening in the independent movement. We've not caught the major independents, Paul. The independent artists have surpassed what, quote unquote, the industry is offering the public. It's far superior, far more diverse, far more creative on every level. And it's astonishing to me. And so Tim Kelly / Tim Measure, he knew that too. And because he's a DJ for all of these independent artists, and he's comparing the new stuff compared to what Nashville or other markets are putting out, and it's far superior. It's kind of a no-brainer. But man, I'm telling you, the interest for this indie wave and the Branson Opry is going to be huge, and you need to be part of that, man. We need everybody to be part of this, because together everyone achieves more. You know that acronym? And we really believe that. We've been huge collaborators for 10 years, and it's coming to fruition.
Yeah, I can see that. And I'm glad that so many independent artists are coming together, a lot more than what they used to. So it's good that things are falling into pieces there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about if you're have you been involved in any concerts lately? If not, fine. But if you are, maybe you can tell everybody where you're going to be so we can catch in.
Well, there you go. Ever since COVID, we were driven inside to become recording artists predominantly, and working on the studio and collaborating with other artists, and that has been our focus. was drawing these independent artists together. You never know if you're going to put Rodgers and Hammerstein together. What a legacy that would be. That to put a singer and a songwriter together that now are major league famous, and we hear that kind of quality, we hear that kind of unbelievable expertise and talent, and we know it's only a matter of time before you mix chemical with A with chemical B and you get chemical C, right?
Right.
You could have an explosion of some kind of extraordinary talent. And so we're experimenting with different people to find out if we're the ones. and it has been wonderful working with Duke Johnson and Rollin and Wolf and Nancy and Linda Marks and all these incredible artists are there's almost too many to list. Andrew Dean, another one of those people that's kind of in our clique of artists that we just love to work with. We love to work with certain kinds of people who are not hard to work with.
Yeah, that's true. Why don't you tell? I mean, I guess you're on all major streaming places, like Apple Music and Amazon Music and so forth. Obviously, so
boy howdy, Paul, we really are. And since last year, we've incorporated the company into the Bohas Music Group, of which Cindy and I are the boss, and I'm the janitor. And then Wolf and Wolf Milestone is the executive director for North America. He has joined our umbrella under the Bohas Music Group. So we went ahead and trademarked all of that. And then we became, it was one of those things where we had to become the record company. Everywhere we turned, it was like, oh, do you have a label? Do you have a label? Do you have? And if you didn't have a label, it's like you had an open sore with no Band-Aid on it, glaring. Oh, you don't have a label, you must, eat powdered milk. It's like, what? No. So we became BHM Records as well, predominantly so that we have all of our independent eggs in one basket, so to speak. And so, artists that work with us have all those benefits of running it like a co-op, where everybody gets it cheaper than anywhere. We found out, you ever hear a guy named Jelly Roll? He's pretty famous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just went on a pretty good rant last month about all of the major record companies. Deals that they're cutting contracts for are 90/10s or 95/5s. That means they get 90 and you get 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they make $1 million, you supposedly make 100,000, right?
Right.
And they do everything supposedly. Now, here's the problem with that: all the money that they front you and they sign you, you have to pay back with interest first before you get your 10%. So let's say they book you on a tour and some videos and stuff. They got $100K in you, Paul, in your first year, and you got to sign for it. And I swear to God, I know recording studios that told me all these horror stories about it too. You got to sign for that front money, right? It's like a loan, and then the first $100,000 that you make goes to them before you get your 10%. After the next money comes, plus interest, buddy. So we thought, boy, that's kind of a stinking deal. How about we split that with the artist 50-50 after expenses, So let's say expenses are 40%, there's 60% of the money left. Hey, the artist and the record company, we'll get 30 each. Yay, great, And we, of course, can literally manufacture CDs, record albums, whatever it is. We can do that for artists. You can't, quite frankly, we're one of those Godfather things. Make you an offer you can't refuse. And we did it as a cooperative just for our independent artists. We're not, giving any of the major labels deals on these incredible artists that love working with us, and we love working with them. And they just want a fair shake and not get, you know, a goat screwing, as my buddy says.
All right. Well, check them out on all those streaming platforms as well. I know you're going to love it. As a matter of fact, I think this song that we're about to play is on there. It's called "Where's My Wolf," and there's a couple of times where a good friend of ours, Wolf Milestone, shows up on it, and I think that's partly why you wrote the song. But maybe there's a deeper meaning behind it than that as well. Maybe
there is. That album is called "Music from the Haunted House." And it's a picture of a haunted house on the front, and there's a bunch of our pictures are in the windows, you know, is this, that, and the other. And I howl at the moon quite a bit and stuff, and Wolf and I are always howling back and forth. It's pretty funny. He and I are two peas in a pod. I'm not kidding you. And so every time I howl, you know, she's like, "Oh, you know, that'll fit in the Wolfman song," because we started writing all these songs, and we literally, and as I told you before, we wrote down ghost, Dracula, werewolf, mummy, creature from the Black Lagoon, whatever. We just wrote down a piece of, okay, can we write a song about that? And when we got to the Wolf Man one, I started howling, and she's like, every time you do that, I think, where's my wolf? You know, you're howling for the wolf to come home. A mama wolf calling for a daddy, whatever, right? And so then it morphed. She goes, what if we put Wolf Milestone's picture and they're morphing in and out of being a werewolf every time we said it? And I said, oh my God, it's perfect. So without his knowledge or his permission, we pirated his pictures of him off of Facebook, and then we sent it to him and said, what do you think? And he was blown away. He laughing so hard. And so that's the story behind Where Is My Wolf? And Cindy Lou sings it, and I howl it. And it's been on over 1,000 radios. It's still being played on a lot of places. So it's just one of those particular songs that if you know the whole story behind it, it's really funny. And at the same time, it was Halloween. We had to make it a little scary, right?
Exactly. All right. Yeah, that is a great song, and I know you're going to love it. And we're going to get to that in a second. But Bo, as always, we thank you for coming back. Maybe you can come back on again one of these days and plug something new for us.
Let's hope we're a winner. We'll come back as winners. Back as winners. Actually, we win every day because this is what we love to do. I'm with the the partner of my dreams. I'm living the life, and so we couldn't be happier. And we're great to be on your show, Paul. And we promote you all the time and try to send you people. So
well, I appreciate that, Bo. And let's get right to the song. Where's by Bo Haas? It begins right now.
Darkness falls again, moon cast a chilling spell. Shadows start to dance, I hear the werewolves yell. Footsteps in the night, echoes in my ear. Eyes glow in the dark, my wolf is drawing near. Where is my wolf? Out beneath the moon, howling at the stars. We'll find each other soon. Trees whisper secrets, wind sings lullaby.